Hello everyone, Russell Wright from networkempire.com, and today I'm going to show you how to get your site confirmed as a verified publisher for Google. And what you're looking at here is the structured data testing tool provided by Google, which is very important for semantic web markup and a variety of other purposes. It actually tells you what pieces of information on the page are important for Google and how they recognize it and if they recognize it. Generally speaking, on this page, red is bad, nothing is good, and green is good in terms of colors and markup. So you can see here that a variety of these schema.org markups are present. This is because of the way that this theme is marked up. My particular theme, I believe, was created by Justin. This is not one of Kevin's themes, but almost all of the themes that we create have RDF and schema markup. Okay, and that's the only kind of themes we generally try to use. But we're not even going to be dealing with schema markup or the semantic web. We're going to be dealing with this strange but easy, weird trick called Google Publisher Markup. Okay, and you can see that sadly, Network Empire News, probably one of the most important blogs that I have right now, does not have publisher markup. There's a variety of different reasons for this, and part of it's just that I haven't quite gotten around to it, or if I did, we changed the theme over and lost the markup. But whatever the case may be, it's a perfect site to show you how this works. Okay, so we're going to go look at a site that does have a verified publisher. Now, please don't go looking for this in the search engines. We are no indexing this at the moment. So I actually have the rich snippet bookmarklet, and you can actually create a bookmarklet that will instantly open the website that you want to look at. Okay, and this is, you can see that it contains the words publish markup is verified for this page. Remember when I said red is bad and green is good? That is good. You want, green means go, red means no. But down here you can see there's errors. Now this video doesn't deal with errors in schema, and we don't deal with errors in schema markup or the semantic web much in the director's cut so far. Okay, we probably will get a little bit into that. Mike Hayden deals a lot with that. Kevin Pauley on our team does a lot with that. So this just gives you a little idea. There's probably a little tiny error happening in this updated field. But the good news is that Smoking Factor Fiction does have verified publisher markup, and it's linked to Google Plus page. So let's go over and just take a look at where that page is linked. That'll give you a better idea what is going on. So it's going to probably take you directly to the Smoking Fact or Fiction page. Now this is a business page, okay? And what I want to bring your attention to is right here. You can see the website is linked, okay? And if you put your finger right on that, it'll take you, your mouse right on it, it'll take you right to the site. So this is really what you're looking at, is it says links and the website that's been added, okay? You want to see that little check mark. And once that little check mark has been activated, you know that the Google Plus Biz page is formally connected to Google Webmaster Tools. So that's how you get that little check. If you were to just put this website onto your Google Plus Biz page and not verify with Google Webmaster Tools or the other means available, you would not get this confirmed check mark. As soon as you have this confirmed check mark, you can add the correct link to your website, and then you will always come up as a verified publisher as per the Google Structured Markup tool. Now, for those of you where the Google Structured Data Markup tool is new, all you have to do is go to Google and just type in, I think I already have this up on the search engine, let me find that for you. Just type in Google Rich Snippets, and the number 2 or 1 link that will come up is Google Structured Data Testing Tool. And then you can just go right to it, it'll be blank, okay? And then you can just take whatever website you're concerned about and put it in there. And it's useful for so many things. So for instance, I'm going to be training you guys on Network Empire News. Okay, and again, it should just return the same results. It'll preview results, and it's going to say that this does not contain markup. Okay, so we need to fix that, but it looks like the RDF mode and looks like most of the structured data is okay. Okay. Again, that's a conversation for another time. All right, so that's all you have to do to find the rich snippet tool. You can also add the rich snippet tool to your browser bar. I don't know if you guys can do this. If some of you know about that or don't know about it, just see where you got your little icon up there. You can just put this, just drag it down. And now you've got the Google Structured Data tool right there, and you can name it whatever you want. And if you click on it, it'll take you every time to that. Okay. Now, since I saved it with the URL in there, it's going to save it as that. Let me show you how to do that. Let's delete that tool, and let's just go to the blank rich snippets. Okay. And now if I drag that onto the toolbar, Google Structured Data, I can rename it if I want. I am in Chrome for the purposes of this demonstration. Most of my team does not use Chrome, so keep that in mind. You guys have heard the webinars, how Sue and Jimmy feel about Chrome. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm using this because this is what I just currently had up. I do use Chrome for a variety of marketing purposes because I have to look and see how websites are viewed in Chrome. But I don't necessarily use them to build networks, okay? So yeah, so you've got this. Here's the Google Structured Data tool. And then no matter wherever you are, you can always pull it up. You can see I always have mine handy, all right? So that's a little trick. Just drag that right onto your browser bar. Okay, great. So that gives you a little bit of insight about what's trying to be accomplished. So let's go over to the exact paint by numbers steps. First, I'm going to review it, and then we're going to do it. You want to make sure that you've installed your WordPress blog or your website. Okay, let me go ahead and just add. Let's go do built a website. Because it's completely fine to do this with any type of web presence, as long as it's an HTML page on the internet. Okay, because you cannot do this properly without that. Make sure that you have a Google Plus Biz page set up. Make sure that you submit your site to Google Webmaster Tools. Make sure that you upload the Google Webmaster Tools file to your blog's root directory. There are other ways to accomplish this, but I prefer to upload the actual file. Some people think that's creepy. They don't want to put Google's data inside their website, but that is something that I do, and I find it's far more robust, far less likely to break the connection with Google Webmaster Tools. Number 5 is make sure that you place the link on your website. That's the link that's going to be provided for you for the Google Publisher Markup. It's got to be actually contained on the site, and that's the step where some people in OMG Director's Cut were getting confused. You actually have to have it. I actually use a plugin to do that. There are many ways to do that and many types of plugins. You can even use a widget. You may add that link with a plugin. You may add it into the header, the style sheet. In fact, I should probably add another one for you guys to consider. I actually have done it on a widget. These will just give you guys some options, and you have to play and experiment on your own, you know. Step 6, check your Google Plus Biz page when you're done to make sure that it comes up as checked, like I showed you previously on the smoking factor fiction biz page. So after you set up this page, as soon as you submit to Google Webmaster Tools and upload that file, this check is going to appear, and then you are technically connected to that site. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back to the checklist. And then check once again, then you'll be able to go to the Rich Snippets testing tool, and you should see it just like this. It should appear just like that. So that's really the steps and the progressions. Now let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is and actually go through and do this stuff actively with you guys. I may not do it with every possible variable. I may not use a widget, or I may not put it in the style sheet. I'm just going to do it the way that I do it, and hopefully you guys will be able to pick up on what's going on. Okay, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and look at the site that I'm going to do. This is the site, it's Network Empire News. Okay, this is one of our news blogs. We need to go ahead and get this confirmed. So I need to go to the Google Plus page that I created for this. Now what I do is I go over here in the sidebar and I go down to Pages. And then that brings up all the pages that I currently run with this particular Google dashboard. If you're unfamiliar with what I mean by Google Dashboard, please go to the Director's Cut video series and you'll see what I mean by the Google Dashboard. Okay, so at this point, what we want to do is go to Network Empire News. So I'm going to manage this page. This is a page I built quite a while ago. We haven't really started publishing as much to it, okay, but we need to. So this is the overview area. Gives you views and all these types of things. Whoops. And then here's the Network Empire News. I just cut off that last part, and this actually shows the things that have been published. Okay, and so we do have some automatic publishing happening on this page. You can see, for instance, these are previous posts, and that all happens as I taught it to you guys in the Director's Cut area. This is all happening in the, I believe we're automating this through Hootsuite and various other things. All right. So what we want to do now is we want to go to, I just clicked on the upper right hand corner, and that brings us to the main page. Okay. And I'm going to hit About. Hopefully everybody can see About right here. And on the About page, I'm not showing you too much about the details about how to fill this stuff out. This word definitely needs to go. Domain Web Studio is not a keyword I want to rank for anymore. But you can see that the website Network Empire News needs to be is already a verified publisher. And that's because previously I had already set that. That means it's already submitted to Webmaster Tools. Okay? So let's go ahead and, so you're not going to really get the strong effect of that happening, but normally that is missing. And so what you would do is you would, if it's missing, you're going to come over to Google Webmaster Tools. Okay, now I'm inside my Google Webmaster Tools account. I don't really want to share with you the websites that I have inside this account, so I'm covering it up with another piece of software, so you can ignore that. This is not anything part of the training. What you would do is you would click Add Site right here, and that's when you would add, since Network Empire News is already added to Google Webmaster Tools, you would need to go to Google Webmaster Tools. If you're not familiar with Google Webmaster Tools, please be sure that you're logged in to the account that you're logged in, that you're, make sure you're logged into the Gmail account that's associated with this website. And then you would just simply go on this, hopefully you can find Google Webmaster Tools, just go type in Google Webmaster Tools and it'll come up for you. Okay, I'm just making sure that everybody who's not familiar with Google Webmaster Tools. You may have heard different things about the safety of using Google Webmaster Tools or not. As long as you do everything right and you only connect things in the way that we teach, just by paying close attention to our team, that's Greg, Jimmy, Sue, and myself, you're going to be fine. Okay, so Google Webmaster Tools, you'll just click on that and you'll be able, if you're logged in, and you can tell if you're logged in the upper right hand corner, so long as you're logged in, okay, you'll probably have to provide a password or set up an account one time, but it'll connect automatically to whichever Google Plus Gmail dashboard that you're connected to. Okay, that's just an aside. So when you add a website for the first time, you just click on that red button like I just expressed. And it's going to want you to add a website. Okay, so we'll just do www.samplesiteforyou.com, and it'll look something like that. It's during this section that you will see the recommended HTML file upload. Okay, what you're going to want to do, I recommend the HTML verification file. Okay, you're going to have to upload that into your FTP. I use an FTP software, for instance, and you're going to want to download that to your desktop just by clicking that link. And you can see down here on your desktop that HTML page will be there. You're just going to want to drag and drop that file into your FTP folder. All right? So that's really the best way to do this. Now inside your FTP software, whichever you may use, I do recommend that you use secure FTP protocols. What you'll do is you'll end up seeing a file that looks a lot like this. When you, the file that was just downloaded to the ground, down to your desktop, You can just literally drag and drop it in most FTP softwares directly in there. You can see that long, scrambly file. That is actually the Google confirmation and verification code, and that it's that which allows Google to verify your site, and it turns the check mark on your Google Plus Biz page, which I've already got active on Network Empire News. So let's go ahead and confirm which steps I've done here. I've made sure that I've installed my WordPress blog. I've made sure that I have a Google Plus Biz page set up. I've made sure to submit my site to Google Webmaster Tools. That had already been done previously. And in fact, let's go over to the Network Empire News actual Google Webmaster Tools. Okay, and you can see that I'm inside the Google Webmaster Tools area. And this is a pretty small little site. We'll go ahead and, for those of you who may not have seen a Google Webmaster dashboard, this is pretty much what it looks like. It gives you queries. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. But generally speaking, it's in the ballpark. And then we have another section where we teach about sitemaps, where you're really going to want to utilize that. Okay, so that's just the general area. Now, since we are not a verified site, we're going to have to go back to our Google Plus page. Okay, it says we're a verified site here. Okay, and so since this check mark indicates that I'm confirmed by Google Webmaster Tools, we're going to need to take this page URL and put it on your site. You're going to want to insert that in your site. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use one of the various plugins that you can use. This one's called Social SEO Pro. Okay, this is created by Mike Russell, who generally creates decent plugins. This is not a free plugin, but you can find many plugins out there that will do the same thing. Probably will give you a couple different methods of doing this. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I just want to show you, because in Mike's plugin, he gives you exactly what it needs to be. Okay, this is the rel equals publisher. He even points out that it needs to be on there. Okay, so really what you're looking at is you need to pull plus.google.com and then your Google Plus URL extension. Okay, once you do that, that's what's going to give you on the micro snippets. So just go back to your page. Okay, copy this entire link, and just in case you can't see it, I'm going to point to it. Okay, I'm taking this entire URL structure. Okay, I'm going to put it in there. Now I'm going to get rid of everything except that first /. Okay. So let me try that again. And I believe it's okay if you have this UOB in there. It's slightly different than what that's being requested. Let me go. Yeah, that's UOB. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and then what I'm doing here is just save changes. Okay, now that should be, because this plugin is installed, that is now saved, and it just inserts it for you on your site, so you don't have to deal with style sheets or headers or anything like that. And if you want to confirm that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, how many of you are familiar with code, but you can just go to the home page, you can go to Tools, View Source, Control F, and you should be able to see that. There it is. You can see now it's up in the head, and you didn't have to do any fancy footwork by going to the theme or anything. So you can see that the rel publisher is right there, and he sticks it right at the top of the site. Now, just to make sure that I got it right, because you noticed it was a little bit different, there's a UO. The first thing that we would do now is just do a refresh and go ahead and go back to that rich snippets and see if we get the rel publisher. There it is. You can see that I've gone from not being published or verified by Google and even liked by Google to being verified and liked by Google. So what this does, if you think about it from Google's perspective, is now taking something like Network Empire News and, you know, instead of being a flash in the pan, fly by night blog, you are now verified. You've connected the dots for them in their data structure and hierarchy. To make matters even cooler, you've also got a high domain authority location pointing to your site. For example, this is all coming back to SEO. You've got Network Empire News. You've got a link Network Empire News from a very high domain authority location, your about page. And just to give you an idea, actually I think the Moz tool doesn't work with Google+, but it's a very high domain authority location pointing directly to your blog, plus you've got the authenticity and the verification. Okay, so that's all there is to it. So we can go back to our checklist. Make sure you submit your site to Google Webmaster Tools. You guys saw that I did that. Make sure you uploaded the Google Webmaster Tool file to your blog. I showed you how to do that and showed you what it looked like inside the file FTP. I showed you that you need to make sure that you place the link on your website. I used a plugin. Okay. So that's all there is to it. I would like to bring to your attention, before you create a Google Plus Biz page, that here's the information. It is important to note that if your website is already verified in Webmaster Tools, then the verified webmaster can approve a request to connect your website. That's what you just saw me do. Since I already had a Webmaster Tools listing and a connection, I didn't really need to go through the process of submitting that. So I showed you the demo of a non-existent site and what it would look like. And they also tell you that you can put the small snippet of code. You know, they have their own ideas. I just used a plugin called Social, WP Social. You can directly link your website by inserting a small snippet of code in your website and then listing the website as a Google Plus page. Okay, so they give you the whole roundabout there. One thing that I also want to bring to your attention is that if you have a Google Plus page, you should use the local verification process to add your business information to Google Maps. Okay, and that's nice that they're telling you that you want to do that. That's beyond the scope of what I'm trying to show you here. Is Google Maps is a little bit different, and when you're setting up your business page, if you're a local business, make sure that you set up the right kind of Google Plus page so that it's a local business page. Okay, let's see what else they have to say here for themselves. Webmaster linking. Okay, here's some pretty decent instructions here as well. Direct linking. You can link directly to your website. Here is the rel publish. All that happened here, you can do this on your own. You don't have to use an expensive plugin like I showed you. I used as a demo. Okay, I used Social SEO Pro, and he just simply has the snippet location. All he did was put the code and a snippet in there for you. Okay, well, you can just take this same code right here, and you can insert it into your HTML on your own, up in the head, which is where we've shown you that you've done it. You don't need to use any fancy plugins. Okay. There's also other locations you can put it in your body. I have actually tried that. I've put it in the body, and then that allows you a link to Google Plus, so they can actually click right through, so the user can see that. Okay, so you don't have to have a public verification, but these are both options. All right, so that's the completion of the step-by-step on how to get your Google Plus verified, so that you come up on the rich snippets as being a verified site. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask.